Bonjour, my name is Denicia Pomaide and welcome to AM News. In our first story, as President-elect John Mahama prepares to take office, residents of the Volta region are calling on him to appoint competent individuals to key positions in his administration. While they believe that the lessons learned from his previous tenure, Mr. Mahama has the opportunity to reset the nation and deliver on his campaign promises. There's more in the following report by Ivy Setoji.
Residents in the Volta region have high expectations of the President-elect John Mahama. They believe his past experience as president can serve as a foundation for bold decisions, especially in selecting individuals who are committed to nation building.
Talking about putting the right people in the right places, I strongly believe that His Excellency the President and his team have enough experience to do this. For having been a president for more than 4 years and having been a vice president also for a long period has given him a lot of experiences. And also, perhaps I can humbly say that he also knows those mistakes which he needs to correct in this new administration. So that is clear. But having worked in a multinational industry for a long time, what I believe strongly is let us be looking for people who have the insight, not only the experience, but some of the experiences might not be useful, but the insight into the job might be very, very, very important.
Caroline Ahokonu also shared similar sentiments.
I believe every leader must be very firm when it comes to handling their team. Should be ready to fire any incompetence. He's ready to look in the eyes of even his best man to say, you have failed the nation, so you are fired. The firmness to fire is what we are also looking for.
Another resident, Alex Dachumo, stressed the importance of holding the outgoing government accountable for its actions, suggesting this could serve as a deterrent for future administrations.
We need the incoming government to hold this administration accountable for all their actions over the past 8 years. Because we are adamant. Adam Mills made a mistake, but we don't want this current government to turn a blind eye on the just blatant, naked robbery that has occurred over the last 8 years. And once they are held accountable, we know any other government that comes behind. Change the Constitution. That's the first thing they need to focus on. The Constitution needs to be, reviewed. And any loopholes that they took advantage of definitely needs to be closed, and make sure no one moving forward gets that opportunity to come in here, make the citizens of this country feel like a lesser, well, we have a class system.
Pluche Kudomo also spoke on other issues concerning development in the Volta region.
Very important one I think we should do is to be able to create jobs here. I spoke about getting the waters connected and introducing fingerlings into them to ensure that the economy is revamped. The entire areas you see here, from Sugakofa to Anglong, Vietula, and all areas, are fishing communities. The waters are drying up. There's the need for us to do some engineering work, opening the seawater and then the Volta River into these rivulets so that they become rivers which people can fish in. And they also provide avenues for agriculture in terms of farming.
Ivy Setoji, Sugakope.
And scores of caterers under the school feeding program on Monday pitched camp at the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, demanding payment of their two-term arrears for the 2023-2024 academic year. Well, the caterers told Joy News all engagement with government is not yielding any results as they are under pressure from their creditors. Prince Kwame Kuduga was with the caterers who marched to the Controller and Accountant General's Department and has filed the following report.
The caterers, numbering over 100 who cook for basic schools across the country, gathered at the premises of the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection to demand payment of 2-term arrears owed them.
Without the money, we are not going because our creditors are chasing us, police are chasing us. We cannot even sleep our house because of the items that we borrow from the suppliers. So that's the reason why we're here. Can you imagine the greater part of here are single parents and they use their own money. You see, the secondary school, government give them the food items, but the school feedings, they buy their own things. That is the pre-finance. And could you imagine a single parent has managed to cook for school children a whole year and we are not paying? Massa, it's not easy.
The group then marched to the office of the Controller and Accountant General, where the Controller General went into a closed-door meeting with the leadership of the group. After the meeting, Head of Public Relations at the Controller and Accountant General's office, Cephas Dosu, assured the money will be paid by Tuesday, the 31st of December.
Of the service providers.
The leadership of the association after the meeting expressed confidence in the assurance by the Controller and Accountant General. They were, however, quick to add they will continue their protests until they receive their money. Nana Sechiamo is the president of the association.
After talking to us, he did a follow-up call to find out how far the ministry and the gifts has reached. And I think they confirmed from the ministry, from the deputy minister, he confirmed that by the close of tomorrow, we'll receive our money. So that has given us the assurance that work is still ongoing. And we have the trust in the controller that everything will be fine by tomorrow.
Meanwhile, some of the members say they have no faith in the promises.
It's not true. They've lied to us severally. This is the first time. We've been in this thing for almost 7 years. There's not even one day I'm going to buy willingly. They have to be like this. Talk and talk and talk and curse before they bring it. So what they are saying is a lie. They just want us to go to wherever we are coming from so that they will have time to rest.
The school feeding caterers have gone back to the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, insisting they are not moving until their monies are disbursed. Prince Kwame Kudaga's report for Joy News. Gender, Children and Social Protection, insisting they are not moving until their monies are disbursed. Prince Kwame Kudaga's report for Joy News.
And moving on, Wa East Member of Parliament-elect Dr. Godfrey Seydou Jasau has stated that his primary focus will be to address the district's deplorable infrastructure. Dr. Jasau, who serves as the Deputy Ranking Member of the Agriculture and Cocoa Affairs Committee in Parliament, highlighted roads and agriculture as key areas of concern. He emphasized that improving these sectors, which form the backbone of the local economy, could significantly transform the lives of the people. More from Rafiq Salam.
The Deputy Ranking Member in Parliament in charge of Agriculture and Cocoa Affairs, Dr. Godfrey Seydou Jasau, had an overwhelming endorsement from the Wise electorates, winning over 62% of the votes. He polled 20,402 votes to defeat Wise District Chief Executive and parliamentary candidate of the MPP, Dr. Inura Suleiman Kandie Mahama, who polled 11,816. Dr. Godfrey Seydou Jasau averred that he went into the election confident due to the sea of development projects that he has brought to the people, coupled with his effective representation of them in Parliament.
My record in the first year as a first-time MP, they saw the duties I discharged, how I represented the Wise effectively in the Parliament of Ghana, private members' bills that I sponsored, representing the people in other lawmaking facets, and many other contributions, including the kind of developments that I facilitated in the areas of health, supporting health facilities, getting people into educations of higher learning, and so on and so forth, were all evidence that are used in reminding the people for the need to change. Plus, the wider environment of Ghana, what everybody was going through, the hardships, the evidence of corruption by the government, the current government, and so on and so forth, were enough message for the people to vote for change.
He noted that his other luck in the contest was his opposite number and colleague lecturer at the University for Development Studies, Dr. Inura Mahama, who many perceived as arrogant and had lost touch with the people.
To be very frank, I don't think he appreciated the position and opportunity he had. Because they were very basic things. The very core mandate of the district chief executive and the assembly were things that he didn't even pay attention to. It was difficult. Most of the communities that we went to didn't even know him to start with, how much more his impact coming to them. So I think he took the whole position for granted. Many people described him as arrogant. Many people describe him with very unsavory words that I cannot repeat. And so I think he didn't appreciate that we had a problem in the community, in the district, that we had to approach. Plus, many of the embarrassments that you yourself witnessed when he was held before Public Accounts Committee, my very MP's common fund utilization, I mean, he would take the letters and keep them, and so on and so forth. There were so many evidences that, plus, I don't think he really had a message. If you follow the campaigns, you realize that most of the campaigns that they ran were not about issues.
His focus now is to build the deplorable infrastructure of the West, considered to be one of the poorest in the region.
The schools are bomb. Furniture for pupils to sit on is a big problem. Now, these are pressing things that we will need to address immediately. Healthcare delivery is a huge challenge still, because most of the health facilities don't even have hospital beds. How much more? In fact, there are some of them that don't even have thermometer to test patients' temperatures and so on and so forth. These are very basic but fundamental to the survival of these communities. Plus agriculture. You see the way inputs were distributed in the last regime, in the last few years. So access to input cost has been a problem. And you see that in our manifesto, President Mahama has proposed the Agricultural for Economic Transformation Program, where he proposes setting up farmer services centers and so on and so forth. So if you look at these, if we are going to implement them within the first quarter of next year, that's 2025, be rest assured that we'll begin to get the farmers to breathe a sigh of relief. And these rural communities, that's their major occupation. So if you can handle and tackle the issues of education, the issues of health, and the issue of agriculture, that hinges on their livelihoods, then we'll begin to make the impact. I'm sure that we can be consistent with these efforts. I'm sure in the next few years we'll begin to record results that are positive for transforming the people's livelihoods.
Reporting for J News, Rafik Salam.
Let's stay a while longer on election-related stories, where the Member of Parliament for Sawase constituency, Muntaka Mubarak, has urged the Ashanti regional executives of the NDC to document the various strategies adopted for the 2024 elections. For the first time, the NDC garnered nearly 700,000 votes from the region. The MP believes that sustaining these strategies could secure victory in future elections. Nanaya Ojima attended a victory party for the NDC constituencies in the Kumasi metropolis and filed this report.
According to the collated results from the Ashanti region, the President-elect John Mahama attained over 697,000 votes in the Ashanti region. It goes in history as one of the party's best performances in the region, which is considered a stronghold of the opponent, NPP. In the constituencies within the greater Kumasi metropolis, the NDC made significant electoral gains. Aswanse MP Muntaka Mubarak believes the strategies adopted for the victory should be documented for future reference.
That we have to put a lot of strategy, a lot of work. Let's document it. The last time in 2008, we didn't document it. And along the line, some of them, the ideas just got lost. So I was reminding my colleagues, the concerned executives, that let's document it. You see the zoning, because I've been complaining, if you remember, for the past 2 elections, Asante is too unwieldy. Let's break it up. You see, the breaking it up has yielded a better result. So let's see how we can strengthen the zoning to make sure that this thing comes to stay, so that our performance next time will even be better than what we've done.
The 11 constituencies in the Kumasi metropolis, which formed the Zone 2 of the NDC campaign, raked in over 190,000 votes. With the gains, the MP believes there is need for Ashanti region to be honored with development.
In fact, Kumasi Metro alone gave us almost 190,000 votes, which is more than, with a greater respect, some whole region. So when you don't have this at the back of your mind, and then you see it as a cake that you are going to share, the tendency to look at the seats and disadvantage Asante region is very, very high. So I was reminding us to know that we did well, and I'm reminding the Zone 2 to know that they did very well, because our numbers appreciated from the 2020, and for the first time we've crossed the 700,000 votes. It has never happened since 1992, and this is something that is commendable. And I added that to whom much is given, obviously much is expected.
The Zone 2 constituencies of the NDC held a party to celebrate the victory. Coordinator for the zone, Kojo Bonsu, expressed excitement at the performance of the party, emphasizing the need to sustain the gains.
We are prepared, because if we develop Ashanti, we get better votes. The little we did years back, that was what brought to bear. So it's an obvious thing. So please don't worry. We're going to do well. We're going to develop the region and get better votes.
For Joy News, Nanaya Ojima, Kumasi.
And then the news, Inura FM, a leading Akan radio station under the multimedia group, has touched the lives of vulnerable children in 24 orphanages and care homes across the Ashanti region. The 2024 Inura Abodo charity event raised 230,000 cedis from the compassionate hearts of listeners to support underprivileged individuals and institutions. The orphanages shared a total of 170,000 cedis, while the remaining funds will be invested in educational scholarships of needy students. Here's a report by Clinton Yebwa.
Go take us to town, buy us.
The bright smiles and jubilations at the premises of Inura FM were the soothing reaction of a promised positive for children living in care homes. The initiative, dubbed Inura Abodo, is part of Inura FM's annual commitment to social responsibility and is designed to empower and uplift the less fortunate within the Ashanti region. The event held during the Christmas season highlights dedication to making the holiday season meaningful for the underprivileged, with the distribution of food items, clothing, and the cash amount. For the caretakers of local orphanages, the timely donations from Inura FM provide essential support, providing immediate relief amidst the current economic challenges. The best joyful reactions indicating the intervention will cushion and support the organizations.
Orphanage home and a buyer. Sans a baby a shapano, Yenny Buafo. National Mammy to me, Yakaho, at my bomb of Frana, on Papa no Mammy Frimu. Sabe Buko and a Mammy, I do not bodam. Mammy, I'm a design now, but Mamma so was them. I was uncle at dear Shronkwa. That's a media today, Frisro, Emma and Inura FM. I do TV. Said you must be and Shabodo. I want to go and show my name.
She says she is from the Offenso Orphanage home and very thankful and grateful to Inura FM for the kind gesture. According to her, she's joyous that though the orphanage home is in a secluded area, almost out of touch, but Inura FM has been able to locate them and added them to this glorious intervention.
7,000 Ghana cedis.
Man, no, 90 million. That's it. It was a sharp board on economy. Abuafo na omo boy ni nyina nyame hira wo mo de nyame mafa omo so ayama ye no ye ne age de omo ayama na abro ye so tie de da ya se be ka se do mase
She says she's very satisfied with the intervention. She's very, very thankful also for the kind gesture from Inura FM. She says last year the orphanage home received 7,000 Ghana cedis, but this year the amount has been topped up to 9,000 Ghana cedis, and that is overwhelming to them. That is extremely a very thankful gesture for them. Nana, yes, will be big dear now, okay.
Mama Radin Slamu, Radin Pedamo, Radin Gam, the Bayo, since we are left their boy a drum, oh yes, in time.
Programs manager at Inura FM, Benjamin Okran, says expectations of the year's event have been met.
Raising funds from your audiences to support orphanage is not an easy task, but I mean, it tells you how strong the Inura brand is. People have really voluntarily supported us and has made this event very successful. So for me, it's one of the best so far.
The host of the Obra show on Inura FM, Mama Efi Amano, who was instrumental in the event organization, appreciated the benevolent outfits and individuals for their consistent support of the Inura Abuodo project.
And then whatever we want to give to society, we've been able to achieve it. So that's my greatest joy. When you give, the Lord will give back to you. And when the Lord gives back, it's not just one, it's multiple.
I have been reporting from the premises of Inura FM, Love FM. My name is Clinton Yeboah for Joy News.
And to all those who supported this good cause, God bless you. Well, that's it for AM News, but it certainly isn't the end of the show, right? Because right after this, we have the news review. We'll be joined by Dr. Wisdom Dugbe. He's a financial analyst. Gideon Tete. He's a Greater Accra Regional Director for Conflict Resolution for the NDC. And Dennis Apialabi Ampofo. He's a member of the MPP Manifesto Committee on Education. They'll be joining us for the news review. Well, that's it for AM News. My name is Denise Yapomaide. Have a lovely day.